We'll have to rethink our spell slots. Sort of a mess, especially now that I switched the spells around a little bit. I need to also give a minor thought about the meta magic. The lesser's... what the fuck is it? Spell mantle. It has a variable on the how much spells it will block, which means it will also be affected by meta magic, I think. Right, so it can at maximum block 10 levels worth. If we empower it, it would be 1.5 that. I think the 1d4. So more or less 1 to 6 plus 6. If we maximize or empower it, basically, it will function as a normal spell mantle. So through that, we can utilize it that way. Right. So I think it will serve its purpose. Okay, let's start with the things we're casting constantly. Uh, Buffs that we don't really have to repeat all that often can probably be placed off. Extended mass haste. Do we need to extend it? I don't think so. Although we don't have great spells on this level, so some kind of extension would be possible. Maximized E-words black tentacles. What exactly would it mean? It would do the maximum bludgeoning damage, but no one gives a shit about that. It's the paralyzed effect that you do. It would 1d4 tentacles plus 1 per caster level. Well, yeah, that's going to be about 20 tentacles, no matter what. Yeah, I don't think we want Ewer's black tentacles on Metamagic. It seems to be that more or less the effect will be the same, no matter how we cast it. Empowered Firebrand and Maximized Firebrand on the other hand, that's guaranteed 90 points of fire damage on every single son of a bitch in the spell colossal area effect. That is something that's hard to ignore. However, I think I'll put Meta Magic on back row too. Maximize lesser spell mantle. Empowered Crater Missile Storm. I'll put the Thunderclap here. Not sure about the Prismatic Spray. I tend to use it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna cast it all that much. Chain Lightning's one of those things too that I don't see myself casting too much. It's just inferior to the Missile Storm. That's it. At least in most situations. There might be exceptions, but there would be exceptions. Maximize Flame Arrow could be very useful too, because there's no limit to the extra arrows you keep getting. So it's about 24 points per arrow at that point, and we're starting to get like 4 or 5 of those. So it's a significant amount of fire damage. If you don't have any fire damage reductions, it can easily take down casters and rogue types. Well, not rogue types, because the reflex save throw. Decent damage against fighters kills mages, so definitely I think worthwhile. As hasted, we do want to put the chain lighting in here. Firebrand, or energy buffer. Lesser spell mantle. Spell Breach, that's something we're gonna use very often. Eber's Black Tentacles, possibly. Lesser's Missile Storm, I doubt it. It's okay, but it doesn't do that much damage. If we really want to kill stuff, we use the better one. I think the individual missiles also do more damage. Want Fireball here. Want to find traps. Slow. Not really you've been using that. I should. It's a good spell. Flame Arrow, solid spell. Not using that all that often, but Combos, definitely not using that. Um, we are using Flame Weapon. Balagarn's Iron Horn. Haven't been using that, but it could be useful. Else Acid Arrow. Right. Something else. I'll I'll put some basic spells here. We don't have a lot of slots. Maybe this isn't a spell put here, but low-level disabling abilities. I'm confident that if we put them out there, I'll start to use them. Right. The cult. We need to find out where the cult headquarters is. Exit the bazaar. I recall there being two cultists here, so I at least want to talk with them. If we don't get anything out of them, I'll go and try to find the cultists that are supposed to be held prisoner in the temple district and try to get something out of them. Although, we have a... no, I'll visit the Peacock Feather. The Peacock Feather is selling some kind of a persuasion increase ring, and I have an extra ring slot, so that could be useful. Actually, I'll do that first, because I have no idea what is required for us to get the necessary information. Maybe it's just investigative work, but it might require persuasion. I have a fairly high persuasion, fairly high charisma. If I add extra persuasion increasing items on that, I think we basically have
Bonjour.
almost guaranteed
Hello.
success. Appraise, persuade, charisma. So no matter, it's a very good fit with what we want to do. Persuade 21. We should probably do our little favor for her too, but there's no immediate rush for that.
I greet you.
The Eternal One will soon rise and put an end to our suffering. Tell me about your cult. I'm glad to see you have taken an interest in the Obsidian Eye, but first you must learn to accept us a faith, and not as a cult. We have been branded as cultists only by those who choose to disbelieve the truth. We of the Obsidian Eye prepare for the arrival of the Eternal One, a new god who will right the wrongs of the pagan gods of today and cast them out aside in his wake. The Eternal One will bring true peace and that which eludes us with today's faith. Where Valinor fails to end crime and injustice, the Eternal One shall succeed. Where Mythicus corrupts his followers with promises of might and power, the Eternal One shall chaste. Those who follow Azrael shall be purified of his aggression. They're making the same impossible promises as the other faiths. Some may see it that way, but there is one difference between the promises of the Eternal One and the promises of the other deities of today. The Eternal One has yet to fail. Why continue to pay fealty to gods that do so little for the people of this world? Do you truly feel safer worshipping your god? What kind of god dispenses favor only to those who pay his tithes? The Eternal One makes no such demands of the people. He will provide peace and justice for to all, as such ideals belong to everyone by right and should not be purchased by tithe or piety. Can you tell me about the Eternal One? The Eternal One is all-knowing, all-loving, and ever-righteous. He has not arisen yet, but his arrival will come soon. In this time of dormancy, we of the Obsidian Eye are preparing our brothers and sisters for his day. And what happens to those who don't convert? Those who do not convert out of caution or fear will be forgiven, as it is understandable that they have been deceived for so many years of devotion to thankless deities. Those who do not convert out of anger or hate shall be punished, for such concepts have no place in the new world that the Eternal One shall bring. But fear not, for those who are punished will be forgiven, for their emotions have been twisted by the tyrant gods of today. Um, I'm not sure if I want to say I want to convert because I don't, and I think they probably know. Um, Still, I'll say it. It might open us options for us. The cultist looks at you from beneath the black hood for a moment before replying. You speak of conversion, but your heart is not pure. You do not believe in the Eternal One. Until you do, I must refuse your request. Right. So talking to them is not going to go anywhere. And in this type of environment, it's not like I can do anything else either. I literally do not have the option. If I would cast hostile magics on them, it would have no effect. So we'll have to trigger things through more additional investigation. Yeah, I'm trying every door from this point on just to see if we can find new interesting places.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Even if you don't find direct access, usually there's some clue, like this, tracks in front of this door. These tracks lead into the home in front of you. You will need a key to get into the house.
Not a chance.
Well, now we know. How exactly are we gonna get the key is another matter. There was the other guy in the Temple of Azrael. The one constantly bitching about the current leader. Maybe we can do something with him. Raynor.
Well met.
I'll agree with him that Tianara is a piece of shit. I agree. No woman deserves to lead this temple. Exactly. I've served this temple for almost 20 years. I'm the most senior warlord here. I should have been appointed leader of this temple, not some brothel wench. She won't last, I guarantee it. Once Azrael sees the mistake he made in favoring the wench, he'll cast her down from her pedestal, and I'll be the high warlord here, like I deserve. Still doesn't get us anything. There has to be another way to figure things out. Otherwise, it would be impossible to meet the conditions of Tianara's quest, and it's a journal entry too. It seems it's either Azrael or Baloner that you side with to get this main plotline moving forward. But it does mean that it has to be movable forward through both paths. So I guess we're gonna just go hunt around a little bit. Maybe do minor stuff. Try to keep our eyes open.
Hi there. Hi.
Mommy says I can't talk to strangers. Sure you can. Well, we have a job at the discounter
Not a
district.
chance.
That's a guaranteed job. And there's the discount road section, so maybe
Not a chance.
that will give us something. My biggest fear is that we waste a huge amount of time wandering around getting nothing down. Sucks.
What do you want?
Ooh, what have we here? Did Mama let her little boy out to play? Now I'd like to ask something. I don't answer to children, Napasa. Children? Am I a child? I don't look like a child.
Not a chance.
Pleasure to see
I'm actually
you.
surprised I could talk to them at all.
I greet you.
Hey, you. I think you just dropped something. Yeah, you just dropped your sword. Didn't drop anything. No, I swear, you just dropped your sword back there. Right on the ground, man. Keep your street slang to yourself. Come on, buddy, I was just joking. Can you take a joke? It's a joke, bro.
Not a chance.
You're joking at my expense, so why the fuck should I just take it lying down?
Not a chance.
You're making fun of me.
Not a chance.
I suppose it depends. If basically it's total random strangers start making fun of you as the first thing they do
Not a
when they meet
chance.
you, it's usually an act of hostility, not really just a joke, bro.
Not a chance.
Ooh, this is different.
Not a chance.
Usually it's wooden door locked, the door won't budge. Here it's just locked. I can't open it though. I'll see if I can damage it.
Otano for Digyama.
Right, so no. But that's different. Why is it different? I do not know. But different it is. Ah, Viscount Club. In a waste our time, I can at least mix it between doing something.
I greet you.
Hello.
Abandoned alleyways. The slums might be a good place to look. I mean, people who no one is gonna miss, and the alleyways all over the place. Right,
Well met.
join the pass. I'll get the door, my lord. I'm not good at sneaking, but I do have invisibility spell, so I think I can do this. Jeeves.
Hello.
More wine, sir. You have a key to the back. Not suspicious question at all. I'm sorry, sir, but you forgot your cloakroom key. If you forgot your cloakroom key, you'll have to retrieve it from home. It's club policy not to give out extra keys. Right. I don't look like a thief, do I? Well, no, sir. I didn't mean to imply that you did. I happen to have an extra key on me that you can have. Please don't tell anyone. Well, that was easy. I guess high persuasion does pay off sometimes. We're here for a job, so we don't necessarily want to talk to too many people. Theodore Alcastis, I guess, is the sculptor. So we don't want to talk with him. We might reveal something we don't intend to reveal. Okay, could you people just
Hold this
chill it
spot.
for a
Don't
while?
move.
Fair enough.
Getting things done on my own is gonna be tough enough. Uh, I don't think it's a problem that I'm here. I mean, everyone is supposed to have the key. So surely if you have the key, you're supposed to be here. However, I don't want to take any risks. It's fairly easy for me to do this anyway. I'm not sacrificing a lot. Right, so... making sure there aren't any traps. Since there's no one here, no point relying on stealth. How much do I want to steal from this place? I think I'm here for the job mainly. I have a cloak. I have a fortification cloak. That would be extra charisma though. Very useful. Right. So a bit easier job than I even thought, but no complaints. I suppose it's partly easy because they just gave me the key.
By my direction, attack!
Right.
Well met!
The eastern slums might be the place to be. We always have the aqueducts, and I'm sure that's a nice, interesting place too, but the problem is, what I basically want to try to avoid at least, is the situation we had. Why are you sneaking? I want to avoid the situation where we had with the Mystic Circle,
Not a
where we
chance.
basically. Why can't you. Are you over encumbered? No, but you just walk for some reason. I want to avoid the situation where we are going to places without actually having any reason to go to places. So, if we could just get a permission or mission to go
Not a
there, that would be
chance.
great. There's a limit to how much I'll put those things off, though.
I greet you.
In the same dialogue as with the previous two cultists. There's Regis residence and Bertrand residence here. Why? I think one of them tried to offer to assassinate the entire family. I think it might have been. I don't actually recall anymore. Doesn't matter. Don't want to get mixed in. There is a sort of an alleyway here, but it looks like there's no entrance point. Right, where's the rickshaw? Evanin doesn't have a cloak.
Hello.
Climb in.
Bonjour.
I have the
Hello.
sculpture right here. Wonderful. You have no idea how important this is to me. Here's your reward as promised, darling. I can't wait to see the look on Fyodor's face when he finds out I took the sculpture right from under his nose. Thank you, darling. You are a keeper. Okay. There's nothing interesting here. Right. 5,000 gold, 1,000 experience. Minor diversion at best. I don't think this would be a good place to try to look for any kind of creatures. I mean, this is about as busy and crowded place as you can probably find. So, if anything, this is probably the worst possible place. Abandoned alleyways. It's either the slums or the between maps. That's why I thought the Viscount Road might be a good choice. There is a suspicious door there, but what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? It seems like I can't break through and I don't have the skills to lockpick it, so not exactly a huge amount of options left after that. Guess this is our best choice then. North Environs.
Hello.
Okay, Evanine, what do you have?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Isn't it exactly hidden alleyway either, though?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
They were seen during day and night time. I'm not sure if the time of day is gonna make any real difference. Um, what can we do? If you find the prison and discover the Azerite activities, report to Sir Baldor. Skull Swords would be a genuine quest for us to go. The Outlanders. So crap. I'm going after the thugs. At least that's a guaranteed thing for us to do. And it would be the last area we haven't explored.
Not a chance.
Ooh, suspicious looking hat.
Hello.
Go on now. Thinking like you belong here at all. Not after that bit of foolishness.
A weak ass girl merchant. Maybe the beggars have seen something. Someone must have seen something.
Spare a coin, friend?
Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Well, the sewer isn't a bad place, I suppose. I mean, it's right there marked on the
Not a
goddamn map.
chance.
No ifs or buts about it. It's a place we can go to right now.
Not a
And
chance.
we don't know what the consequence of going there is.
Not a chance.
At the same time, I don't see how it would be a logical step to go there in response to our current mission. Especially the one where we need to interact with the captured cultists. Or trying to find out what the cultists are. Joining the cult in some way or trying to interact with someone, either the cultists or someone opposed to them, seems like the best way. Alternatively, we could go outside the city too. That's an option currently. We have a quest there.
Hello
So
there.
we might find the hint we need there. Okay. Earlier than the other gang members you've seen, this one appears to be a door guard. He crosses his arms as you approach. Nico isn't expecting anyone today. You're not allowed in. I'll give you 10 gold to look the other way. He thinks about your offer for a moment before replying. You got yourself a deal, but don't tell anyone I let you in. Remember, the East Slums belongs to Nico, so make sure you show respect. Well, it was either that or killing them, so... And they're just thugs. I don't mind killing all of them. At the same time, they're like probably local kids who had nothing better to do. Turning them up with the gang gives them some purpose in life. They piss me off, they're gonna die for it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to murder them. We don't have a physical protection spell currently because I didn't rest after getting premonition. That would be a big problem.
Greetings.
This man sits on a throne. His confidence exuded in his demeanor. There is a wisdom in his eyes, but there is also distrust from a lifetime of struggle in the slums. It is easy to see why people might be influenced by him. He speaks in a slow, steady voice. Well, well, what have we here? I thought I told Leah not to let just anybody in. Now that you're here, you might as well tell me who you are. My name is Roland. Who are you? You don't address me with the proper respect. I will let this go since you are new here. I'm Nico, leader of the Skull Swords. You hear Montador muttering to himself, Respect. I'll make you respect my axe, you pompous fool. Nico doesn't hear him. Tell me, Roland, why have you come here? Want to know more about this gang. Ordinarily, I would be most displeased with your curiosity, but I am in a good mood, so I will tell you about this organization. As I mentioned, we are called the Skull Swords. I created this organization several months ago to better the lives of the people in this area of Syrian. I was born and raised in the East slums myself, so I know how difficult it is for people here to make something of their lives. The Syrian guard neglects us. The local temples constantly bicker. There are thieves and thugs everywhere. The lack of employment is obvious. There are not enough jobs and resources for the people who live here. I created the Skull Swords as a means of protection and security for anyone who wishes to become part of my family. Good intentions, but what are your means? You imply that we break the law, but we do not. In truth, there are no laws in the slums of Syrian. If there were laws, there would be people here to enforce them. As you can see, there are none. In the slums, you survive by any means possible. The laws that rule are not the laws that you make. There are not enough resources for all the people here. Why should the resources be spread so thin so that everyone must suffer? I had the means to make it so that those who join my family can prosper as we deserve. Why should we be any less fortunate than those born in the Viscount estates? They do not work harder, they are not more deserving. What about those who don't join your family? All that matters is my family. Anyone who does not have respect to give me, I do not respect in kind. You do not live in the slums for as long as I have without building a barrier to the world. Hmm. Enough talking, prepare to die. Hmm. I understand what he's doing. He's basically forming a mafia type organization. All that matters is the family and everyone else is shit out of luck. I understand it, I genuinely do, but at the same time, that doesn't give you anyone who's outside the family any even the slightest reason to give a shit about these people. If anything else, it should be the exact opposite. I mean, they're openly declaring that they don't give a shit about you, and they will use you as long as it benefits them and their family. So they're more or less hostile to everyone else. Okay, let's try something else. I can't go back. Well, I don't agree with your reasoning. You can't create your own laws to suit yourself. Well, you sort of can, because no one else is here to enforce them, but I'll say it anyway, because the other options seem to be worse. Why shouldn't I? All these laws ever did was protect the rich and suppress the poor. If a man steals a loaf of bread to feed his children, he is breaking the law. If a noble throws away a loaf of bread he cannot finish, he is not. Well, that's a pretty weak comparison. I do agree with the first thing he says. I mean, the rich people make the laws, so the laws naturally work in to protect their positions. So why exactly should you accept it if following the laws will mean that you basically are willingly committing yourself to a lifetime of poverty and misery? It might not be according to the law, but you would be a fucking idiot to take that deal. You'd at least try something. Anything is better than accepting that. Tell me why these laws make sense. Tell me why people in the slums should tolerate such insufferable government. I don't agree with your methods, but I understand them. This is good. Perhaps in time everyone else will. I tire of this conversation now. Not disturb me again unless you have reason. You may go. He looks away. Hmm. Perhaps in time everyone else will. That doesn't change the fact that they're gonna think you as hostiles, because you're not giving them any reason not to. Everyone has pretty much a good reason to do what the fuck they are doing. Just having a reason to do your shitty thing does not make it in any way okay in the eyes of others. So
Greetings.
okay, I want to speak with Jared. He nods. Jared is the newest member of my family and a promising one at that. Very well, I give you permission to speak to him. Jared is obviously athletic and full of warrior potential, yet his inexperience and uncertainty is evident. He eyes you with mistrust. Do I know you? No, but I've met your mother. He shrugs. So what? I don't listen to her anymore. I'm part of Nico's family now. He gives me the respect that my mother never gave me. He treats me like the man that I am. Ah, that's such a teenage bullshit thing to say. Most obvious tell on someone who's basically not really mature yet is that they try to mimic adults and basically probably frown upon people who act childishly because they're desperately trying to be taken as mature adults instead of being mature adults. Yeah, that doesn't mean you should abandon your mother. He sneers. Don't try to make me feel guilty. What do you know anyway? I'm a grown man, but she treats me like a child. But it's different here. I belong to something. Something important. Nico and everyone else here treats me like a man. I'm finally getting the respect I deserve, and if you and my mother can't take it, then that's too bad. You say you're not a child, but you whine like one. Yeah, that's probably not the most diplomatic way to say it. He glares at you. I am not a child. I'm an adult. I'm a grown man. Ugh, for fuck's sake. Jared, calm down. I'm not going back. I don't need my mother anymore. It's not even that Jared's position is somehow immature, it's just that he clearly is. And it's not that his mother is perfectly correct 100% or is treating him as she should. It's just, Jared, for fuck's sakes, I can't believe you actually said something like that. Maybe not, but your mother needs you. She's working 2 jobs. Okay, that's attempt to persuade. It's our way of dealing with trouble, so let's give it a shot. Listen to him, Jared. Perhaps Nico has done much for you. How much has your mother done for you all these years? She's right. I can't throw away everything my mother has given me. I'm sorry, Nico, but I can't be a part of this anymore. I'm leaving. I don't understand why it's one or the other. Why can't you see your mother if you're part of a goddamn gang? Eh, reasons? Nico sighs. Very well. You are clearly not ready to join us, so you may go back to your mother. But once you walk out that door, you are no longer a part of my family. Remember this for the next time we meet. He turns to you. As for you, troublemaker, you come into my home uninvited and convince my most promising family member to leave. I highly suggest that you do the same. Well, I don't particularly see any reason why I should pick a fight with these. Yeah, they're scum, but they're slum scum. Even if I would kill every single one of them, it would probably take a week or two before another one pops up and does the exact same thing. So I would basically just kill tons of slum dwellers for no particular reason.
Greetings!
Mira smiles as you approach, her cheer obviously due to the safe return of her son. Yeah, I'm not doing the old woman voice again, because Jesus fuck, I have no idea how to do that. Jared told me how you convinced him to leave that horrible gang behind him. Thank you, lad. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have a small reward for you. I know it's not much, but this 50 gold is all I can afford. Why would I take 50 gold from you? You're living in the shittiest part of town, and 50 gold is like a tip as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no reward is necessary. Truly? Oh, you really are a hero, lad. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear you were the Copper Fairy. Syria needs more people like you. Okay, what's the Copper Fairy? Oh, I suppose a well-off lad like you wouldn't have heard of the Copper Fairy. Every couple of weeks, the neediest people in the slums wake up to find a few copper coins under their pillows. Nobody knows who is responsible, so we've just taken to calling this person the Copper Fairy. It's not much, but every little bit helps. And there are just so many needy people. The fairy must spend a fortune on us. Well, boys like my Jared need more role models like you and the Copper Fairy to look up to. Yeah, he's not a little boy anymore. He's a grown man. Yep, I want to say it simply so Vera stops treating him like that. It's basically the main reason she drove him away. That's right, Mother. You keep treating me like a little boy. That's part of the reason I ran off and joined a gang in the first place. I'm not a kid anymore. You have to start treating me like an adult, and give me some freedom to make my own decisions. You're right, of course, but you have to understand my position as a mother. I've raised you since you were a baby, and it's not easy for any mother to see her children as anything but children. I'll do my best to start treating you like a grown man, but you have to do your part and start acting like one. That means no more foolish decisions like joining a gang. How did Nico get so much magic equipment? A few months ago, after being released from prison, Nico came across a stash of magic weapons in an abandoned warehouse, the one he chose to make the base of the skull swords. It was weeks before he even realized they were magic. Nico always had this vision of becoming a spiritual leader of a new society. With these weapons, he finally had an opportunity to make it real because if anybody opposed him, he could deal with them. He began recruiting people into his family and gave them more weapons. People like me and we started trading. All of us really felt like we were part of something important and those weapons made us feel powerful. I believe I know the source of those weapons. The Syrian you see today was actually built on top of the original Syrian, which was supposedly destroyed during the rebellion of Isarintane. Azeri Keep was one of the few places that wasn't totally level. Nobody is quite certain where the original Syrian actually lied, since it has been so many years since the rebuilding of the city. But some historians think the old city is beneath the east slums, so the aqueducts would lead to the old Syrian. The weapons the gang used were probably salvaged from the Azeric army during the rebellion, but forgotten during the rebuilding of Syrian. I can't think why else such a large catch of magic weapons would be lying around for mere boys to find. Right, thanks. That could be a very likely location for their little vault then. The old city. I don't particularly want to go there now, though. Also, it's night time, so we might be able to encounter. I didn't rest, and it turned into a night. Maybe I can encounter something now. I could take a visit out to the outside of town. I have no idea what our options are there. Can I travel further away, or is it just a small area outside the city that I can visit? The front gate to the town did not seem to be locked in any way. And we do have a quest there, so I can't see why we couldn't go. I'll keep traveling through normal means, in the hopes that I'll spot some of the creatures.